Hi, Aquarius. This is your part 2. I do apologize to talk too much. That's just who I am. And this is part 2 of your December astrology. And we were jumping right into the 9th house. The 9th house is what I always consider to be the higher self, if you're willing to listen to the higher self. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And for you, that's Libra. Now, like I said, I feel like you're definitely being elevated. I feel like you're definitely receiving some kind of calibration or ascension going on in that higher self energy. The 9th house is our philosophy. It is our religion. It is law. It is learning. It is the higher education. But it is also our ethics, our morals, our spiritual urges, our psychic energy, our vision, higher mind, wisdom, journeying, traveling, as well as our ceremonies and our rituals. For you, this is Libra. Most people are not going to be talking about this, but you have Haumea and Make in your sign of your higher self right now. Your collective consciousness is here, fully backing up your higher self learning and ascension, and an ascension. It can be happening here. This is definitely giving you a new level of higher self and giving you this chance of learning it and understanding it. Okay? But you also have Ura here. Ura is speaking to you of the sacrifice and commitment it takes to understanding that higher self. The depth of, taking the time for the healthy diet, taking the time for loving you right, taking the time for the self-love, self-talk, taking the time that helps bring that connection of higher self and source energy to you and believing it, taking the time for meditation and allowing that higher self to actually communicate and trust what it says. Because sacrifice and commitment is here, and it's asking you, are you taking the time to find justice for yourself on a higher spiritual level to make that higher unconditional love, humanitarian part of who and what you are as an Aquarius come through and shine through? But it can only do this if you are actually taking the time for this sacrifice and commitment to that higher self to happen and giving it that love that you deserve for it to get. And I don't mean it in an egotistical way. I mean this in a self-loving way. I mean this as in, there are things for you to learn. There are things that you're going to learn you've learned wrong. There are things to change in that growth. But it takes time to get to that pampering energy of being able to mindfully bend and change and shift and mature and grow. And this is part of what's going on here right now. And learning there are newer things, there are better things, there are higher ascended energies that are trying to help you. But it's only going to be able to if you're taking the time to give it that communication. Now, in your 10th house, this is your 10th house is where is Scorpio, and Mars is here. This is your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your professional career, your financial success, your social foundations that create that outer world's responsibility, those duties, and the authority in your life. And also, as well as being able to have authority in your life. And they're saying this is where your creativity needs to be. Your creativity needs to be knowing how to honor that higher self, to bring in that honor and that reputation. You have Mars here, the warrior. But this is not just the warrior. This is the sacral chakra. This is the sacral chakra believing in itself. Your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem again. And being able, like I said, we all have those days we look in the mirror and we're like, yeah, I look good. I like me today. And that's always a good thing. But we have those days where we're like, what the fuck happened here? This is about not seeing those. This is about rising up above that, getting into that, Yes, I believe in myself. I feel good. I can do this. And then bringing it to your honor, your reputation, the prestige, bringing it into actual action and making the changes in that reputation, in that financial success, in that social foundations that create a new level of authority and strengthening it, bringing it right into that 11th house, which is Sagittarius. And like I said, you're in Sagittarius season, but you are definitely overcoming things from that 12th house, which next month is Capricorn season. And January is Capricorn season, and this will be your 12th house. So the more you clean up now, the less you'll have problems overcoming it in January. Okay? Now, you have Mercury and the Sun and Pallas in in Sagittarius. Mercury is going to stay there until the 28th. The Sun is going to stay there until the 21st. So the second half of the month, these energies are starting to move into your 12th house. But up until then, this is strengthening that membership, strengthening your community, those goals, those dreams, those ambitions, your self-realization, and the humanitarian interests that you have within those groups, those communities, those friendships, and how that humanitarian will actually bring forth the goals, the dreams, the ambitions. And this is definitely a powerful time because the Sun is here helping to illuminate you, helping to show the communication of what can happen if only you believe in you. Being able to take those changes. And you have Pallas there helping you with strategic thinking about how to do it. So up until the 20th, you are definitely being given blessings if you're believing in yourself and trusting in yourself to start to make action and changes. After that, though, it moves into your 12th house. And it's not saying that it's not a good time anymore. But what I'm saying is it's definitely the best time of pushing that stuff forward would be before the 20th for you. Because after the 21st, when the Sun moves into Capricorn, it's illuminating that self-unconsciousness, that unconsciousness coming forward, and that grief, sorrow, shame, and blame, the self-deception, self-undoing. So what I'm saying is if you have things you're wanting to push forward and try to make happen, if you're pushing them out and you're getting them out there before the 20th, when the Sun moves into Capricorn, and you have the new moon on the 26th, there's definitely some more that can be pushed out because it's a new moon. But it's also the 12th house. This is a way not of avoiding the 12th house, but of getting ahead of it. Getting ahead of that subconscious energy, your inner spook show. Your inner self-deception, self-sacrifice, self-undoing, your hidden self, your unconscious mind that holds on to, the karmic lessons and the karmic debts and doesn't believe that you're healthy and healing enough to be able to rise up above them because of grief, sorrow, shame, blame, and things that you have buried in your closet. If you get that stuff strengthened, strong, believing in your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, your inner emotional security, your communication, and you're being able to push that stuff out before the 20th, or at least have it prepped for that new moon because you've done it before the 20th and you know exactly at that new moon you're ready for it, then that 12th house isn't going to punch you in the gut so hard when you actually step into it. There's not going to be as much work to clean up, okay? You will have already been starting to clean it, so when you get into that 12th house in January, it's a lot more of a breeze to walk through and heal the issues that are still deeper lurking. Because you've already, like on a beer, you've already knocked off the frothy top, the tap. I mean, when you're making the beer, if it's from the foam, you've already gotten rid of the foam. Now you can just get into the true details. Get ahead. If you get ahead, it's going to help strengthen your whole soulful existence right now, so that when it hits next month and the questions come in, you won't feel like you're being hit below the belt. It will help you in so many ways. I love you guys. Bye.